All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome back. Today, we are going to react to the Xbox Games Showcase that occurred earlier today. Uh, we don't actually have to wait 20 minutes. This is just the replay video, so I will fast forward when I'm done talking, and we will see what Xbox has to show this year. I've seen none of the footage from this whatsoever. I did see some posts about what was there, so uh, I do have some idea of what we are going to be seeing, but I've not seen any of it up to this point. So this will be a fresh reaction for me for Microsoft's latest lineup. So let me move over to the video here and we will fast forward about 20 minutes and then, yeah, we'll get started. Good enough. We'll let it count down 50 seconds, then we'll get started. See how this volume looks while that's happening. Of course, the music goes off the second I look.
Good evening. The Soviet Union is no more. Despite a potential for instability and chaos, these events clearly serve our national interest. Free from the specter of global conflict.
Today we celebrate the mystery of American renewal.
Something's going on. Something big.
I'm a fire starter, terrific fire starter.
I figured if I stuck around hell long enough, I'd see the devil.
How's he look?
I'm a fire starter, terrific fire starter.
The agency is compromised. We're being hunted from the inside.
I'm a fire starter, terrific fire starter.
How is that dude still in the CIA after 30 plus years?
But it might be better if you do.
Hey, something you should see.
What the hell are we getting into? Don't trust anyone.
Definitely don't trust that man. That man never tells the truth on any of the games ever. That man is just one giant lie. Everything about him.
You broke into a CIA black site. Are you out of your mind?
Things got complicated.
May God continue to bless the United States of America.
You just got a first look at the campaign for Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Set in the 1990s after
Hello,
the
Phil.
Cold War ends, where the truth isn't what it seems.
You don't
It's
say.
an honor to stand here representing the creative teams at Activision. And please stay tuned after the showcase, where we will take you inside the studios to hear directly from Treyarch and Raven, who are working on Call of Duty Black Ops 6. You'll get a 25-minute deep dive into the story and a sneak peek at multiplayer and zombies. It's been 10 years since Call of Duty has been in our show. It's been even longer since all Call of Duty players got the same game at the same time. Going forward, everyone will experience the game, including the Black Ops 6 beta, the season expansions, and the updates at launch. There are currently over 100 million people who play Call of Duty every month. We hope to grow that community by making Black Ops 6 the first Call of Duty game that will be available in Game Pass day one. So no matter where you choose to play, everyone is welcome to experience Call of Duty Black Ops 6 on October 25th. I'm incredibly excited for today's show. I'm standing here thinking about all the passion that has gone in to making this show what it is. It's an honor.
It was very passionate when we laid off all those Activision employees.
The world, and from our own creative teams at Activision, Bethesda, Blizzard, and Xbox Game Studios, who are doing what I believe is some of their best work ever. And now I get to introduce something that is special to me. As someone who has played games for as long as I have, it's amazing that I get to set up this world premiere. So thank you all for joining us, and please enjoy the show.
Is it Doom? I'm gonna go with Doom. Still going with Doom. Looks hellish enough to be Doom. Please tell me that's a Doomslayer in like a Viking coat. And a Viking. This is the best possible outcome. This is the best possible outcome to this series. Please let me use the orbital laser and then block it with my shield. This is amazing. That's amazing. Hell yeah. Oh my god. That looks awesome. I'm really excited for that. I'm gonna play that on day one with Game Pass. Alright. Got a lot to follow up to next game.
Who were you before? Who did you love?
Zombie game.
What did you
What's the name of that series that Microsoft publishes with zombies? That those guys make? State of Decay 3. That's the name of it. Didn't they announce that like 5 years ago?
to ask now?
Pretty sure that was announced years ago.
We if we bought the other survivors just one more day? The sacrifice would be worth it. It would always be worth it. And that helped us find the courage to keep going. To fight on.
Can't tell if any of this is meant to be gameplay. Looks like it's all cinematic.
When we needed it the most. I didn't know you well. But we'll keep your memory alive.
Your little toy dinosaur is mine now. I'll keep your memory alive by scavenging the loot off your body. I'll remember you when I eat the food you collected
Every sacrifice
and use the wood you collected to build more fortresses.
will never be forgotten.
Hello, big zombie. I remember you from the previous games. You weren't very fun to fight.
No one is forgotten. We live on.
Well, I'm glad that 5 years have passed and we got to see another cinematic from this. Maybe one day they'll actually show us the game. Dragon Age? They've been talking about Dragon Age recently. Looks very much like Dragon Age.
Not looking good, old friend. This'll take more than you and me.
What are you thinking?
We need someone to be our eyes and ears in the shadows.
And someone to bring a little darkness to the daylight.
We're going into the Fade, aren't we?
And digging up a lot of buried secrets.
What about Darkspawn?
Yeah. Someone who will stand between us and a pack of demons.
You know there will be dragons.
Right. We'll need someone with fire in their blood. One more thing. This crew needs a leader. Someone we can count on. Someone that the world can count on. But where are we gonna find her?
It's me. The Veil Guard. Okay, another Bethesda title. What else do we know coming from Bethesda? We chase dreams and embrace shadows. Starfield music. Okay, this is Starfield. Some more Starfield.
We have received a distress call of unknown origin. There is no record of a star station in this orbit. Something is not right.
Is it aliens? Is it finally aliens? Please let it be finally aliens. There was a sound of it like an alien. There's pulsing goo like it was aliens. I mean, it's like aliens, not intelligent life forms.
Your words carefully.
Or maybe it is.
Determine how long you live. You trespass in the home of House Varun. Your fate will be decided by the Great Serpent.
Can you feel its embrace encircling your heart? Constricting until there is no more you. Only us.
Shattered space.
I'm from the Trackers Alliance. We have a proposal for you.
I wish you the best of luck.
How nice. More Bethesda.
Vaultathon 76 is sponsored in part by Sugar Bombs Breakfast Cereal. Bombs away. Folks, if you're just joining us, we're coming to you live in the 10th consecutive hour of our Vaultathon 76 drive. We've got operators standing by and, oh, it looks like we've got one.
Harry's on from Skyline Valley. He's sending the whole family to Vault 76.
How about that? Skyline Valley. Beautiful country. Right in the heart of Shenandoah.
I'm so happy about more Fallout 76.
Call now to join Harry and the over 17 million Vault dwellers already on board. And let's keep those numbers climbing.
Got 4 on the line from AVR Medical Center. Is it Roll Twins? Congrats.
Vault 76 is a growing community, and strong community can weather any storm. Why, just take a look at our Skyline Valley neighbors in Vault 63. The greatest scientific minds are hard at work, cooking up shocking new ways to protect and preserve this Appalachian Eden. Yes, Skyline Valley is a stunning portrait of Mother Nature in repose. From the picturesque Shenandoah National Park to its majestic wildlife and friendly local residents, Skyline Valley is a welcome home to all. And don't forget to bring home a souvenir or two. When the bombs started dropping, don't come a knocking. Call now to reserve your place in Vault 76. Still not sold? Well, I suppose having skin's not for everyone. Best of luck out there.
Yay.
World premiere.
Soon she'll wake and paint again. Paint a new number, ticking down every year. One stroke, and everyone of that age vanishes into nothingness.
This looks very pretty.
Break the cycle, so she can't steal anyone else's future.
This world is full of wonders.
Yet everywhere we go, we walk with death.
Do you mean we're the only ones left?
It's Paper Mario, but much, much darker.
Even if we fail, we lay the trail for those who will come after. Right? We are Expedition 33.
Looks pretty neat. I don't even have to buy this with Game Pass. How nice.
Do you think there's a chance my mom's still alive?
If your mom's anything like you have, she'll keep fighting till we find her.
I hope so.
Oh, we saw a trailer for this last year.
Hard to believe this is all really happening.
You mean to tell me your mama never told you stories about critters and weavers? Oh, you're lucky I come along.
What?
That's two-toed tall. Big gator. I gotta drop you off fast.
After I got you out of that tree, you said you helped me find my mama.
I ain't at the disposition to be gator snacks.
Well, me neither.
If we're gonna go on, we gotta get rid of him.
I'm all ears.
There's a church up a ways with a big bell. Go on and ring it.
You want to make him come running?
Tom can't abide the sound of bells. Some church folks once tried to dynamite him, and he didn't take that too kind. If you ring that bell, he might skedaddle.
You better not skedaddle.
Go on now, scoot. I'll pick you up yonder after to go find your mom.
Trifling ass mudcat.
Hey, I heard that.
Gotta move quickly now.
I like the look of this a lot. See what the actual gameplay is like, though.
That floating island is the gator? Oh, hell no. All right, time to find that church. There it is. Now to get over there.
Looks neat. I'll play that. On day one with Game Pass. Blizzard time? Is it Diablo? Is it World of Warcraft? Is it something that's not one of those two? I'm gonna go with Diablo, just based on the tone here.
She slumbers and dreams. And for countless generations,
No, maybe World of Warcraft. Okay.
mortal heroes have risen to defend her. They faced monsters, tyrants, and beasts of primordial horror. Though they fought amongst themselves, their enmity following them to the most distant shores. And even across time and space. Their courage never faltered. Even upon the very threshold of death. While new hope blooms on the horizon, the final battle draws near. Now, in the darkness, at the very heart of the world, the drums of war thunder once again. And Azeroth at last awakens. The world's soul, so long denied me, shall be mine.
Not coming day one to Game Pass. Konami? They don't make games anymore. This is a lie.
Listen up, Jack. Your mission is to infiltrate Selino Yask in the Soviet mountains, ensure the safety of Sokolov, and bring him back to the west.
Hello, Snake.
Your code name for this mission will be Naked Snake. I'll be referring to you as Snake from now on. The clock is ticking. This will be a sneaking mission. You must not be seen by the enemy. You must leave no trace of your presence. Is that clear? This kind of infiltration is the Fox unit's specialty. In other words, weapons and equipment to procure on site. That goes for food as well. You're completely naked, just as your name implies.
You don't say.
My own weapons and equipment? Whose crazy idea was this anyway?
The mission rests entirely in your hands.
A real one-man army.
I feel like I don't remember that part. Or this part. This happened? This definitely happened. This, I'm pretty sure happened. This almost definitely happened.
Commencing virtuous mission now.
This is a great game. This looks like a good remake of it. Oh, an actual Xbox Game Studios game? This isn't common. Oh, it's just more Sea of Thieves. Remember when Rare made games that weren't just the Sea of Thieves endlessly? That was pretty nice. Who is it? We've seen Kepler publishing like 3 games, but I don't even remember who Kepler is.
Because I am a god too.
If you're a god, you're one of them. Why would I do anything to help someone I've sworn to kill?
If it's vengeance you want, I'll give it to you.
We've seen this several of these. Flintlock? I'm going to say it's called Flintlock. And I don't remember who made it. But we've definitely seen this. It's maybe the most we've seen of it, though. I don't remember seeing this part before. Oh. Okay.
Come on then. Fight me and die.
Looks like this is the last one we'll see that. And we can play day 1 with Game Pass. That's nice too. Is it an actual new Xbox Game Studios game? No, it's not. It's a remake of Age of Mythologies. That's neat, mind you. But so far from Xbox Game Studios, we've seen another CGI trailer for State of Decay 3.
The Egyptians and the Atlanteans.
This thing. Season pass material for Sea of Thieves. Is that it? That might be it. Oh, we saw Compulsion's thing, the Louisiana one. So yeah, one new game. At least the Bethesda side is putting out a new Doom. That's neat. I'll play it. I was gonna say, as long as it's with Game Pass, I'm not gonna buy it, but I'll play it with Game Pass.
Your target is in possession of a radioactive device.
Uh-huh.
Carrington's attack at all costs.
Okay.
Good luck, Agent.
Is it Perfect Dark?
I could see the world differently. I thought it would be like any other mission. I was wrong.
Yeah, this is Perfect Dark.
Garden City, where it's a pleasant 23 degrees all day, every day.
How far to his last known location?
Local forces are also tracking his whereabouts. You need to find him before they do.
I'll have to improvise.
Generating voice print.
ارسل واحدا آخر. اختبر البوابة بحذر.
What readings are you getting?
We are getting odd readings from your monitor. Can you confirm?
I'm looking at the screen right now.
Our intel places Carrington on the second floor.
When the life we think we know turns out to be a lie. There's only one way forward. Find the truth. Scan's clear. I'm going in blind.
Carrington! Damn it!
Analyze. What am I looking at here?
Carrington appears to be targeting a research facility. If he attacks it, the casualties could be astronomical.
Agent Stark, it's a pleasure to meet you. I could use someone with your skills.
I had to lose everything before I could see. What this world was really hiding.
I hope you're ready, Agent Dark.
Are you all seeing this?
Once you open this door, there's no going back.
Neat. I wasn't expecting this to be far enough along to be able to see this here, so that's cool. No release date, mind you, so still not that far along, but far enough along we got a demo.
Agent Joanna Dark is caught in the middle of a near-future war over advanced technology that threatens the lives of millions. We hope you enjoyed the first look at gameplay, and we can't wait to share more from the developers at The Initiative and Crystal Dynamics as the game progresses. The creativity and talent of game creators are what make our industry unique, and I'm incredibly proud of our games and our teams. They are building a diverse lineup of titles, which includes new installments in beloved franchises like Doom, The Dark Ages from id Software, updates and expansions to our ongoing games like World of Warcraft, The War Within from Blizzard, handcrafted original concepts like South of Midnight from Compulsion Games, and blockbuster games with massive audiences like Call of Duty, Black Ops 6 from Activision. On behalf of our creative teams at Activision, Bethesda, Blizzard, King, and Xbox Game Studios, we thank you for your continued support, and we look forward to getting their ambitious games in your hands.
We will now show you only King games for the rest of the show.
Beloved series in all of gaming. We're thrilled to have Diablo 4 in Game Pass, where millions of you made it your favorite way to play. This October, Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred expands the demon slaying experience with an all-new character class, a new region, and of course, the next chapter in the acclaimed story. Here is the opening cinematic for the game. Let's take a look.
Oh man, we get 2 Blizzard cinematics in a single presentation? Microsoft, you spoil us.
Boy, young one, are you all right? Neyrelle? Oh, you're not well. Please, please, my child, let me help you.
Stay away from me! Neyrelle! Is that how I raised you?
No, Mother. But I must carry this burden alone. I must get to Akarat's tomb.
But look at you. You're killing yourself.
I don't know how much longer I can...
I'm here, little magpie.
I missed you so much.
I'm so proud of you. But now, I need you to give up.
No. Of course it's you. You monster. Let go of me!
Let go. No. You made a choice. And I warned you, little magpie. There would be consequences.
No! I control the stone!
The stone. You control nothing.
Maybe you're right. Maybe I could use some help.
Nice. I like that.
Oh, right. Jew.
Is it Fable?
So, you want to know all about heroes, do you?
I do.
You have come to the right place. Because who better to tell you all about them than perhaps the greatest hero of them all? Yeah? There he is, in all his finery. Cheers. sure you get your mega fans,
You are like literally my favourite person.
your haters,
It's like a fan club, but we hate you.
your chancers, and the occasional giant toad for some reason. But it's more than that. It's about the choices you make.
I'm a hero. I should do what I want.
We thought you could save her.
You know, it's your life and death stuff. That's what defines you, isn't it? Really stays with you. I knew this one hero. I took her in when she had nowhere else to go. Welcome to the most exclusive club in all of Albion. Thought I'd get her out there, make the most of her gift. But you know what it's like when you're young and you have a point to prove. I tell you, this kid, she had it all. The skill, the talent, the power. She was something else, all right. She was terrifying. So, yeah, I knew this girl once who made all the wrong choices.
Humphrey. She's back.
I'm going to fix it, this place. And no one is going to stand in my way.
Still a whole nother year, but hey, we finally saw some gameplay. Getting somewhere, Microsoft. Showing some games with actual gameplay this year. This is exciting.
World premiere.
Oh no, it's a hero shooter. Or an extraction shooter. Or a hero extraction shooter.
Use this. Make your own rules.
Oh great, and a card game, all in one. Which Chinese company made this? How much money do I need to pay per card? How many hours do I need to wait in between opening my packs of cards unless I pay more money? That's pretty good power up. I gotta give it to whichever Chinese companies. NetEase. It's pretty good power up. I might pay $5 a minute for that. Not really.
World premiere.
Noodle Cake. That's a good name for a company. Pine Creek Games. Not quite as good a name for a company.
There is nothing left for me in the city. So, I have traveled back to where I grew up. Here, I found my childhood home in ruins. Why hasn't my aunt taken good care of it? The bridge to her house is broken, so I can't even ask her. I will make the tree stump a cozy home again, no matter what it takes. And no matter how hard it gets. I will fight. And find meaning and beauty out here. Some will say that in the dead of winter, a small city mouse doesn't stand a chance. Maybe so. But I must keep believing that every winter leads to spring. Auntie! Finally! No!
Hello, Giant Owl. Your auntie's been eaten by an owl, ma'am. I think you should just move on with your life. World premiere time. This is exciting. Another world premiere.
My mixtapes bend others to my will.
Annapurna.
Strange, almost cosmic talent.
Go back to a time where summers lasted forever, when friendships were unbreakable and any trouble was good trouble.
This year, I want to ride a flaming stallion of delinquency.
Yes!
What's your name again?
From Beethoven and Dinosaur comes an adventure a lifetime in the making. Experience the freedom of the teenage wasteland, sneaking out, making out, avoiding the law, and maybe something a little more.
Hey, can I stand up?
Yeah, little Rockford, go nuts!
Set to the soundtrack of a generation.
What are we gonna think of ourselves in 10 years?
I'll just remember to tell myself that felt important at the time.
Your greatest memories are stored in music. You're invited to go back in mixtape.
There have been noise complaints.
Okay.
Oh, it's really cool. Similar style to that Louisiana game, but maybe even more successful with it. So, yeah, really cool art there. Really good music, obviously. So, yeah, I'm definitely into that. Asobo, what do you guys got for me? I mean, I know what you have for me. It's flying, but what flying do you have for me today? What type of supercomputer do I need to run this, to make it look like this? I'm going to assume that that is coming this year. There we go. November. I do not have a computer capable of playing that day one on Game Pass, so we will not be doing that one. Another Bethesda. Have we not gone through all your studios yet, Bethesda? Oh. Huh. I forgot this still existed. Remember 10 years ago when they released this and then they announced the Elder Scrolls 6 and that was 10 years ago now? And they're still making Starfield. One day before the, death of the universe, we might get The Elder Scrolls 6. Until then, you can still play The Elder Scrolls Online. I mean, to be fair, they just advertised a World of Warcraft expansion like 15 minutes ago, and that game's 20 years old this year, so... Advertising a 10-year-old game isn't anything that shocking.
I swore I'd never use my power again.
Square.
But 2 nights ago,
Deck 9.
I found my friend's body in the woods. I don't know who I can trust. Or who trusts me. But my friend Safi is dead. So why can I still hear her voice? Focusing my power, I somehow shifted into a parallel timeline. Here, Safi is still alive, but danger stalks our every step. And only I can investigate both realities.
Hang on. Parallel world?
It's the same as this one, except you're dead. I can still save Safi. If I can solve and prevent the same murder across 2 timelines.
Interesting? Question mark. I like the first game. Hey, look, it's Indiana Jones, probably.
Are you sure you want to investigate this, Finley?
I can't let this go. It could be the best kept secret in history.
What are you going to do, Indiana?
These artifacts have a deep connection to something in the past. Boss believes they hold a kind of power. A discovery that can change the world.
What were you doing out there?
Fresh air! We have to find the stones, Gina. Or they will. If you were to draw a line through these ancient sites around the globe, you'd get a perfectly aligned circle.
The Great Circle.
Exactly.
I intercepted the Morse code coming from the Himalayas.
Our boss is sending all of his men.
Is that a...
Battleship? Yep. Let's get a closer look. Gotta find the stone and get off this ship.
What's that in his hands? What does it say?
Earth something. What was that?
We'd better hide.
hands behind your head. Where's the stone, you American rat?
What stone?
Have you ever heard of Höhenangst?
Fear of heights?
Yes! And I have it. I endured this dreadful mountain even if my mind was screaming every step of the way. Because of a concept you narrow-minded Americans will never understand! Devotion. Total and absolute devotion to the fatherland. You have no purpose. What you have is your stupid American cartoons. Choo-choo, choo-choo. Ha 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 ha. You laugh and dance, celebrating your own idiocy and drinking the piss you call beer. I will walk through fire for the devoted men of the Reich. Give me that stone. Now!
Can't give you what I don't have.
I shall search your corpse to make sure.
Please wait.
Give me the stone.
Gina.
We gotta get out of here. Help me!
The stone! The stone!
Gina! Haltet sie auf! Erschießt sie!
Hab dich.
There's an odd look to the self-shadowing of these characters that makes it look really off. It's very strange. It's like they've done something very weird to the shadowing here that makes them look very out of place in their environment. Or maybe they just don't have any? There's very weird shadowing going on. Let's put it that way. They need to fix the shadowing very badly. It's very disturbing to me. Other than that, I'd say that looked good, but that was all a cutscene, so I have no idea if the gameplay looks good or not. Was that mech game we saw yesterday? Day before? Whatever day that was? We saw a mech game? That Keeley's thing? These look like those mechs. I'm gonna assume this is multiplayer. Like this is a multiplayer match here. I guess this could be a single player mission, but yeah, hard to tell what exactly it is we're looking at here because there's no HUD. was a beta, so I'm gonna go with that was multiplayer. Japan. Is it the new Assassin's Creed?
Now you are a monster.
I don't think so.
Until someone comes to slay you. The first signs are really subtle. But over time, it becomes clear. The gift changes you, slowly consuming every little part of your humanity.
I look like it hurt. Man, another game like this. It's like the fourth one we've seen in like the past 3 or 4 days. This is insane. We saw like 2 or 3 at Sony, and then we saw Phantom Blade Zero, and Wukong, Healy's thing, and now we have whatever this is.
It runs in my blood.
Wu Chang. Looks to be another. Maybe that's Korean? Hard to tell if that's Korean or Chinese. But, another one. Man, fans of East Asian mythology and action movies are gonna be spoiled for choice.
Your emperor has chosen you as our envoy to the living lands. That wild frontier suffers from the dream scourge. Find the root of this terrible plague and put an end to it.
He is wrong. The dream scourge is but a symptom of a deeper, more dangerous rot. Go, tame the chaos that plagues the living lands, so that those who remain standing can shape its future.
They both deceive you. There is more wonder in this world than eyes alone can see. You must open yourself to its mysteries. Tend to its purpose, no matter how wild. And become what the living lands truly needs. Its protector.
I love the Pillars of Eternity games. They're some of my favorite games of recent memory, and I love the world they created. This feels so you can feel the lack of Chris Avellone in this writing. This does not feel like Pillars of Eternity. The setting is the same, but the writing is so clearly not his that it is hard for me to yeah, it's hard for me to be excited about a game in that universe without his writing, since that is what made it. And especially the first game, you know, he left during the second game, so it's not fully his, but that first game is one of the best written games ever. And yeah, it's tragic that we're losing that. Said it was Rebellion? It's the first game that's not Sniper Elite in like 10 years or something. Or Nazi Zombie Army, but that's just a spin-off Sniper Elite. First non-Sniper Elite related thing they've done probably since Strange Brigade. It's exciting news. They're a really interesting developer. They've been around a really long time, done some really neat stuff, and then got into making endless Sniper Elite games. Sniper Elite games are good, mind you, but I'm a bit bored of them, so I'm excited to see them do something new. Okay, we're in Japan again. Is this Assassin's Creed?
Did your father ever tell you why my bones ache in the weather? War. Their soldiers killed everyone.
I do not fear our enemy. They talk of peace and dream of war.
I heard the sound of a hidden blade, so I'm going to say this is Assassin's Creed.
Our people deserve to be freed of the oppressor's grasp.
Vengeance is a lonely path now, eh? Believe me, there are other ways to heal.
People so quick to abuse their power do not deserve to keep it.
There is much we will learn from each other, Yasuke.
This is a famous historical figure. It's the first time I think we're actually playing as the historical figure. You know, I feel like this would have hit a lot harder if they had done this, you know, before Ghost of Tsushima.
We will bring justice back to the people.
But in a post-Ghost of Tsushima world, this is maybe a bit less exciting. But still neat that we're getting an Assassin's Creed set in Japan, finally. Ooh, nice. Chernobyl. Stalker.
Скіфе, радий тебе бачити, друже. Валимо звідси. Ви тільки погляньте на це. Край, чарівний край, черемоша і прута. Ти моя любов, ти рідна матінко моя. Жива.
Координати закинув. Поквапся.
I'm sure this team has endured some insane hardship to actually get this thing out the door. So just absolutely congrats on them nearing the end of this. Yeah. You know, who knows how many of them had to be called up to the front lines for a time, or, you know, had to leave the country entirely to get the resources to be able to make this outside of a war zone. Yeah, just absolute congrats to them for being able to finish this. And for making something that looks so good. Like, some
Зараз час такий. Час можливостей.
Усі ці жертви, усі ці смерті. Який в них сенс?
Зона така, якою бачиш її ти. Я ж показав тобі, якою я її бачу. Іди своїм шляхом, і тоді ти зможеш побачити зону по-своєму.
absolutely legendary series.
Honored to partner with GSC Game World, the Ukrainian studio behind Stalker 2. We can't wait for you to experience their game yourselves on September 5th. Today, you've seen amazing games from creators around the world, from both our partners and our own studios, from the biggest blockbusters to original independent games. I hope you enjoy the breadth of titles coming to Xbox. In addition to all these great games, we're introducing a new all-digital Series X and expanding color and storage options across the Series X and S lineup. They'll be coming to select markets this holiday. These new X and S consoles, alongside the many other devices in our Xbox gaming family, offer you more choices. It's our mission to make Xbox the best place for you to play by including the titles from our own studios in Game Pass at launch, by bringing your games into the future with our commitment to game preservation, by pushing the technical boundaries in our future hardware, and empowering you to play your games anywhere you want on Xbox consoles, PC, and cloud. This is what defines Xbox today and in the future, and we're hard at work on the next generation. Immediately after Showcase ends, Call of Duty Black Ops 6 Direct begins. We're taking you inside Treyarch and Raven for an extended look at what's next in Black Ops. But before we dive into the Direct, we've saved one more thing.
World premiere.
I know what this one is because I saw the headlines. And we haven't seen it yet, so I know this is what they close with. I still need to play the last one, though. We've seen middle-aged Marcus. We've seen old man Marcus. Get ready for young one Marcus. And young one, I don't remember this dude's name, he died. That's neat. I feel like people have been asking for that for, you know, decades at this point, so that's cool. Alright, we're not gonna watch the half hour of Black Ops, so you know, we'll mute it, we'll let it play in the background. Yeah, that was a really neat showcase. That was definitely the best we've seen so far this year. Although, to be fair, a significant portion of those games either did not have release dates or had release dates next year. So, not a ton coming this year. But we did see actual gameplay from a number of games that have now been teased for going on 3, 4, 5 years at this point. We finally saw Fable, whatever the next one. What are we on? 4? Fable 4. We finally saw State of Decay 3. We saw the announcement of another Doom. How's Bethesda managed to put out 3 Doom games in the span of the time it took them to make Fable? I don't know, but they have. We finally saw Perfect Dark. We are seeing here Black Ops 6, of course, and yeah, we saw a lot of updates to ongoing live service and MMO games. Some Chinese stuff seems to be more and more common these days, and yeah, overall a good showcase. I thought a lot of those games looked really neat. Very few of them I thought looked genuinely not great. I mean, look, I'm never going to be excited for a NetEase game, but that whole card system looked potentially interesting. But it would have to actually be implemented in a fair, pay-to-win way, which I don't actually believe NetEase is capable of doing, so I don't expect to enjoy it, but that looked neat, and visually that at least looked different than Overwatch. The Indiana Jones thing, again, was just a cinematic, so hard to really say with any real certainty what we're going to see there, but, and visually, like I said, there was some weird element to the character self-shadowing there that just did not work for me, but I have a feeling they will figure that out and fix it by the time it's released. Maybe they were trying to get performance higher for this demonstration, and so they took out the self-shadowing. Whatever, I don't know. They'll figure it out. But it looked real weird. I don't know why they did it that way. That was not correct. Their ambient occlusion need some work. What else do we see? We saw that another Chinese action game, which has somehow become a staple of these press briefings recently, despite none of them seemingly ever coming out. Although I think, at least on PS5, Wukong is actually set to release this year, so we'll finally get our first one of the 6 of these or something that are currently in development. And they all look really good, so I'm really excited about that. I guess we finally got Stellar Blade, which is Korean, but we finally got one of these action games that keep showing up at these things. So, excited for that. Yeah, overall a very good showing, I thought. Yeah, I can't think of any major thing I felt was really missing from that. We saw no Forza game. This will be the first year in a long time, right, that there's nothing Forza related hitting. But I guess Playground's busy with Fable, and we just got a new Forza late last year from Turn 10, so I guess, nothing there to show. I guess it's a shame that Rare is still just making Sea of Thieves expansions. I would have hoped for a new game from them by now, but they were working on that one thing several years ago. It sounds like that didn't end up working out for them, so I don't know if they rebooted it from scratch or if they're working on something else now, but yeah. Unfortunately, the game they were working on sounds like it didn't work out. But hopefully they'll have something new for us eventually. Is there any other studio they have that we haven't... I guess we didn't see Double Fine there at all. And we didn't see any Activision stuff outside of Call of Duty here. We saw, several Blizzard things, mind you, but nothing from the Activision side. And thank God we saw nothing from the King side. This CIA dude, I don't even remember what his name is. Wasn't he present even in the very, earliest in the timeline Black Ops game? How is he still active in 1990 whatever? He should have been dead, this timeline doesn't make a lot of sense. This guy doesn't age. How does he still look that young 30 years after the events of the previous games? I think he's a cyborg. I think he's that's the secret. It's all just they're in the Matrix, and that dude is just like an Agent Smith. That's my theory of what we're seeing there. Is he even in the one set in the 2030s? Maybe. I feel like maybe he is. or is it even later than that? The one, you know, one that has the 2 time periods and you go back and forth. I don't think he's in the real far future one, but pretty sure he's been in all the others. Well, I don't know, but there's the one that didn't even have a story mode. So, who knows? I don't know if he was one of the heroes in when they did that hero shooter that year that they just called Black Ops for whatever reason. Anyway, yeah, so neat show. Excited to play some of those games. Obviously, it's really neat that they are all coming to Game Pass, so we've really needed some more new Microsoft stuff to hit Game Pass. It's been a while. So yeah, very excited. Definitely our best showing so far this year. I believe we still have Ubisoft to come tomorrow, maybe. So we'll take a look at that tomorrow night. And yeah, that's going to do it for this. We're going to transition over to our normally scheduled program. So we're going to take the stream down for a couple minutes, reset everything, and then we'll come back up with some old video games, not brand new, not yet released video games. So thank you everyone for watching this with me. This was a fun journey. Like I said, we will return tomorrow with Ubisoft, and at some point I think Nintendo has something set for, I don't know if it's this week or next week, but we will be watching Ubisoft and Nintendo's thing, and anyone else who decides to do something. I didn't watch all, like, there's a bunch of various indie showcases that went over the past couple days as well, which I didn't stream live, but I did look at that stuff, and that all looks neat as well. So yeah, a lot of cool things coming, not a ton of major AAA stuff hitting. But yeah, everything we saw looked really neat. I guess I continue to be concerned with Avowed just because the writing just doesn't feel anything like the writing of Chris Avellone, and so it's hard to get excited when I felt like the writing was such an absolutely key component, and you had a level of depth to the storytelling, especially in the first game, but even in the second game to a large extent, maybe not quite as much. Like, that first game had such a level of depth to its storytelling that really you rarely see outside of a Chris Avellone written game, and so it's hard for me to get super excited about a Pillars of Eternity game that he isn't involved in. His stuff has this depth of moral character that is just really uncommon in video games, whether it is with Planescape Torment or the Baldur's Gate original games, or I believe Fallout 2 he wrote. But all of his stuff has a very great depth of character and goes in really interesting directions. It's very much not a black and white thing. There's all these different elements you have to take into account when making decisions, and he also does a great job at writing fantasy descriptions, and just creating these really meaty descriptions of various fantasy tropes, I guess. And so yeah, it very much feels like a game that he is not involved with because he's not involved with it. And I don't know that world on its own is worth being excited about without him writing it, I guess. Yeah. I guess also Dragon Age, like, that looked fine. It was a cinematic. You said it was an in-game engine cinematic, and visuals look fine there, but no real sense of what the actual game is or who your character is. That was obviously all showing your companions, and they all look cool. I really liked in Dragon Age 3 playing as this, like, savior of the world type character who's just super powerful and badass and has all these really neat elements to them. And so I'm interested to see what they do for this game. You know, we were the Warden, the Grey Warden in the first game, but it looks like one of your companions will be a Grey Warden in this one. And then in the second game, of course, you're playing as a mage just. So that was, you know, maybe not. I thought that was one of my least compelling. I'm just, hold on. I'm just interested in seeing what they're doing here with this sprint stuff in Call of Duty here. So is this automating all that? Huh. I don't know if I'll turn that on or not. That seems like it might get in the way and do things I don't want it to do. But it's neat for people who suffer from any sort of disability that makes it hard for them to time those button presses. And so that's neat that they have put a lot of effort into getting something like that working. So I don't want to trash them for it, but don't know that it's something I would use personally. But cool that they are creating a system that should let more players play the game better. All right. I think that's going to do it for this. We are going to, like I said, to come back up in just a minute or two with our regular scheduled history of programming. So we'll be right back. Thank you everyone for watching. We'll see you next time.